Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. We're live. What is going on, world? Thank you guys so much for being here for another Hangout with the Hungarian. If you guys know, you guys might have forgot because I got suspended from YouTube for 2 weeks. But every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to go live and give you guys the ability to hop in the live stream with me and hang out. So if there's anyone in the stream here, I'd love if you could just give me a thumbs up or let me know if you can hear this well, if everything looks good, and then we'll get into things. But let me just double check here, make sure we are good and live. But yeah, so we have a few topics to discuss today. What is going on, everyone popping into here? If you guys can hear me well, if you can see me, if everything is going well, let me know in the comments there and we'll get right into things. But if you can tell from the title, I just began the carnivore diet. Yes, I'm now actually at day 8 of the carnivore diet, and it's been quite interesting so far. I have some stuff to discuss about that. I have a bunch of books here I've actually been reading. I want to share those with you. And today I'm also going to talk about my suspension from YouTube. Bad Hungarian. Bad. You've been a bad boy. So, yeah, I got suspended from YouTube for 2 weeks for following their guidelines. I really don't understand what I'm doing wrong, what I did wrong to get that. But yeah, if you guys can hear me well, if you can see me well, make sure to leave me a comment here. We got Meg DT gave a little like hand clap or a hand wave. I think that's a wave actually. The emoticons or whatever they're called look a little weird here on StreamYard. But let's just get right into things. So as I mentioned, this is the Hangout with the Hungarian. So I'm going to put a link into the chat. And if you guys want to join in, if you guys have a webcam and a microphone, or if you guys have a smartphone and you guys want to join live in here, you can join live. And I'm going to let you come into the stream. Let's not try to have anything kind of crazy go on. But once again, you guys can come hang out live with me here. I will try to finish up whatever I'm talking about and discussing at that point, but I'm excited to be back. As I mentioned there, and you guys can see from the title, I almost got banned from YouTube. I have 1 strike left before I'm banned from YouTube. So we're going to pop into that in a sec here. What's going on? Unknown expression. Here she says, hey man, what's going on? So if you guys were following along these live streams, you guys were part of it a couple weeks back. I started reading War Before Civilization. This was a great book. I actually zipped through it really quickly. There wasn't much like takeaways from it. It was a theory and a concept that I really understood already. And I actually it was a theory and concept that I believed in and I had the ideas behind. And this book helped just to reaffirm a lot of those concepts and ideas. Next, because it's been a couple weeks since I've seen you guys, because I got suspended there, I started reading The Carnivore Diet by Sean Baker. Now, if you guys are questioning the carnivore diet for yourself, even if you're just, if you are plant-based or you're eating a balanced diet, I think it's really important to read this book. It's going to break down a lot of propagated concepts and ideas that you have about meat. I really suggest this book. It's only about I think 180 pages of actual material. And as you can see here, it's decent spacing. He's got a lot of graphs and stuff. I think I zipped through this book in like a week. So like, it's really not that hard of a read. It's a very nice, easy read. So guys, if you guys are questioning the carnivore diet, you have any questions about vitamins. Do you need to take vitamins while you're on this diet? What about fiber? How is your poop going to be? How are other people's experiences? Can you only eat meat and survive? This book is going to answer all those questions. And with my journey here over the next 100 days, I'm going to come out with a few videos to try to help explain why I'm doing this. I'm going to pop into the carnivore diet here in a bit. I have a bunch of stuff written down, a bunch of videos that are going to be coming out soon, like the ethics behind the carnivore diet. Why I don't think, eating a vegan or vegetarian diet is much more ethical or moral than eating a carnivore diet. That is a whole video, though, that I need to get into. It's not an easy conversation or a quick discussion that can be happened in the comment sections there. But I'm getting a lot of people saying, like, messaging me on Instagram being like, bro, all those mushroom experiences and you didn't learn anything. And it's like, what I believe is that a lot of these people identify with their diets. So, having a vegetarian or vegan diet, they're very identified with that. They're doing it for moralistic and ethical reasons, whereas I'm trying to find the most optimal way to eat as human beings. And the more I'm diving into concepts like this from the carnivore diet, which tries to justify meat, as well as this book. Wow, this book is fascinating so far, guys. This is another book that if you're questioning the carnivore diet, if you're questioning meat in general, if you're questioning going vegan or vegetarian, I really suggest reading this book. The first 3 or 4 chapters here cover in depth in the science and scientific research behind why plants have a lot of toxins in them. There's a lot of toxic chemicals because we have to think and understand that animals have the ability to defend themselves. They develop the ability to run away, or they have claws and teeth to defend themselves. Whereas plants have been on this earth for like millions of years, hundreds of thousands of years, and they needed defense mechanisms as well to defend themselves from insects, to defend themselves from animals. So they had to develop chemical defense mechanisms to prevent themselves from getting taken over by pests. And a video that I'm going to be coming out with that Paul Saladino here from the Carnivore Code breaks down is that plants actually have pesticides in them. Yes, they actually naturally produce pesticides. So I have a whole video coming out based off this scientific study that looks at, oh, that looks real trippy because of the green screen here, because I highlighted it. Whoa, that looks so cool. But basically, what happens is that like 99.99% of the pesticides that you consume, like when I say the word pesticides, you think of chemicals that are sprayed on plants. And that is true. And those can be harmful for us as human beings. But those chemicals were derived from actual plant pesticides that they naturally produce. They naturally produce these harmful toxins to defend themselves from getting overrun and overtaken by pests. And over long periods of time of eating certain plant sources or eating heavy plant sources, like the last chapter I just finished here was about oxalates. And I'll actually show you it real quick here. So when we can look down at a microscopic level, this is what you guys can't see it too well because it's not focused, but this is what it looks like real down at a microscopic level. It looks like needles. And this is in turmeric, spinach, rhubarb, rice bran, almond. So like almond milk, miso soup, sesame seed, baked potato. And these oxalates, which our body produces naturally, a very small amount of it, but our bodies don't use these oxalates. So you naturally, because our bodies are naturally producing it, we will naturally excrete this from our urine. But when you're taking in lots of plant sources that have these oxalates in it, they actually build up in your body. They build up for men in their testicles. They build up in your kidneys. And this is what causes kidney stones. There's so many different aspects that Dr. Paul Saladino dives into this book about plants and how the harmful toxins and the natural chemicals that plants have that use as pesticides to defend themselves can actually be quite dangerous long term for us as human beings. I believe, this 100-day experiment that I'm doing for carnivore and this 100-day experiment I'm going to do for vegan is not really long enough for me to develop a disease or an issue in my body. But when you go years and years and decades of eating certain food sources long term, this is what can develop issues. And what he breaks down in this book is that these chemicals, so as I've showed you here from this study that looks all trippy, is that of the 99.99% of pesticides that we consume as human beings that come naturally from plants, only 52 of those chemicals have actually been tested. And when they test chemicals, they've tested like 1,000 different chemicals to see if they cause cancer in humans. And only 52 of those that they've tested occur in plants. And when they tested those 52, they found half of them, 27, are carcinogenic to rodents. So half of the chemicals that they've tested that are naturally in plants cause issues and cause cancer in rats. Now, if you guys saw my video, red meat causes cancer, not backed by good science, they're not looking at animal models to see if meat causes cancer in animals. What they're looking at is these large observational studies, and they're seeing, based off 20,000 people over 18 years, and saying, and then figuring out, okay, these people ate a meat diet, these people ate a vegetarian diet, but they're not able to single out different factors like, were they smoking? What was their physical exercise like? There's all these things that they're not able to attribute to that. So it's very interesting stuff, guys. If you guys are, again, questioning a meat diet or questioning if you should go vegan or vegetarian, I really believe you should read this book. There's a lot of interesting concepts on this. And here's my challenge to you. If you are vegetarian or vegan, if your morals and your ethics is the only thing that is standing you in the way of changing your diet and having meat in your diet, then you should be able to have a conversation about this. You should be able to read literature that challenges your belief systems in the world. And if your morals and ethics still abide by your ways of life, then there's no need to change, right? But if you read this book, I really think it might change your mind there. Silvino Jr. says, my opinion, long-term effect of environment causes cancer. Long-term effect of stress causes cancer. 100%. An interesting thing, I'm not sure if it's still on my Instagram, but another thing he quotes in this book, Dr. Paul Saladino, is he went to do a big talk in front of a bunch of physicians and medical assistants or medical students. And he asked, does anyone here know the true definition of what inflammation is? Because a lot of doctors will say, oh, you have inflammation. You need to take this pill or this pharmaceutical, or you need to change your diet because of the inflammation. But none of them at this place were able to answer what the definition of inflammation is. And that's because all doctors are just taught this word. They're not taught what causes it. And the cause is many different factors. It's overdoing things in our bodies. And as well as Silvino said here, environment can cause issues like that. Long-term stress can cause issues like that. Overdoing certain chemicals in the body long-term can lead to inflammation. Some of these certain natural pesticides and these natural toxins that are naturally produced by plants can cause inflammation in our body, and over long periods of time can lead to certain diseases. But let's keep moving on here. So these are the 3 books that I managed to read, or I'm in the process of reading, over the last couple of weeks since I got suspended from YouTube. So we're going to dive quickly into that. Unknown Expression says, would you consider Twitch if you end up getting banned from YouTube? Maybe. I'm really going to try not to get banned from YouTube. So let's pop into that right now. I'm not a big live streamer. Like, I enjoy these and popping in with you guys, but and maybe I'll try Twitch every once in a while, but I don't know. It's I like doing videos where I'm really sure about what I'm saying and I can show you guys the research, and I've really edited it as good as I can to properly get my words across, because just spitting things out here, like, I enjoy doing it. It's improving my skills. It's getting me better being able to just to talk here live with you guys. But in general, it's not like the easiest thing to do, especially when you're trying to really talk about something logically, like this dietary pesticides. Like, there's so many things I've highlighted here. I go through aspects in the carnivore code to sit there and keep someone entertained, and then they're just going to pop off because it's not entertaining enough for them, is not something I'm too interested in. I have other things I want to do with my time. But I might consider. I've tried Twitch a couple times. It just wasn't my thing. And what I like to say, I go with Gary V's kind of deal, where it's the 80-20 principle, or the 79-21, where it's like you go 80% into something and then you spend 20% on everything else. So if it's in regards to social media, 80% on YouTube for me and 20% into all these other things. But again, my goal is to not get kicked off of YouTube here. So let's pop into what is going on. So if you guys see here, this is my YouTube channel behind the scenes. You guys can see all my stats and statistics and everything. Getting copyright strikes. And here is channel violations. Active community guideline strikes. So back in July 16th was my first warning. They give you a warning, and then you have 3 strikes. 3 strikes, and as you can see here, if this happens again, just one more strike will result in the permanent removal of your channel. So that really sucks. And this is all because of the magic mushrooms experiments. And I'm going to explain why I didn't break their guidelines. At least I don't believe so. And again, I'm making these long videos and they're just like, poof, this video's done. You got a strike. Now you're suspended for 2 weeks, but we're not going to tell you specifically why, what you did in that video and why. And again, we'll get into this in a sec here. So July 16th, I got my first warning. After that, nothing really happened. Then I got a strike a while back. Over time, your strikes go away, though. So as you can see here, my strike will expire May 26th. So in the next 6 days, my strike will expire. So I got striked on February 26th. They striked my exercising on magic mushrooms video where I'm like running around. And actually, I'll show you guys where you can find these experiments if you guys really want to, in the future want to look at the magic mushroom experiments. I uploaded most, if not all of them, to the Weed Tube, and to find them quick and easy, I made a section on my website here. So if you guys are interested, go to the HungarianExperiment.com, go to experiments. You can see all my experiments here, the intermittent fasting experiments, my growth hormone experiments, stomach vacuum, oil pulling, Wim Hof, neurohacking, microdosing, magic mushroom experiments. So basically, I made a video where I was running and jogging and working out, exercising on mushrooms. I ingested the stuff, went out, did 2.5-hour live stream, woke up in the morning, and my live stream was pulled down. So it's like, okay, that's weird because I've made all this other content before this, and they were pushing my videos. Like, this is the taking 7 grams of magical mushrooms I made on April 11th on my birthday in 2019 or 2019, and 7 grams of mushrooms, and they were pushing it to hundreds of thousands of people. Hundreds of thousands of people have seen this video now. And then what is it? 2 or 3 months later, I make this video where I ingest 3 grams and I go for a run, and I come home and I do a bunch of push-ups and pull-ups. Then I give myself like half an hour, and then I go out for a jog again and come back and do push-ups and pull-ups. But for some reason, that was bad. I did something wrong there. So I got a strike then, and then I need to turn this off. So I got a strike there, and then whoops, one sec here, guys. Turning the sound off here. Stop. So I got a strike for that, and then a few days later, I put out this video. What I did is I chopped up that video, that live stream, to try to remove anything that I thought was bad and wrong with it, and they pulled that video down and striked me again. So I was like, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong here. Like, what am I doing wrong in this video that in all these other videos I didn't do wrong? Actually, the 10-gram experience as well, too. So I took 3 times the amount of this, but was it because I was working out? Because I was exercising? So if we go back to my channel here, after that strike, they deleted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos. So they gave me a strike and then pulled down 5 videos during that strike. So luckily, when you have a strike, you're not gonna, and they start pulling down content, you're not getting striked for all that content they're pulling down. So they find a problem with one video and they're like, okay, well, this is bad, so let's find the other videos that are bad. And they pull down all those other ones. I've eventually deleted these myself because I don't trust YouTube anymore. I don't even know what's going on with them. But again, they pulled down 5 of my videos. And as you can tell, I got striked on February 26th. And I made this video on July 15th, 2019. So this video was sitting live for so this one got striked. So again, the strike went away by now. So this is now recently, February 26th. I can't remember the exact video I got strike for. Actually, let's go check here. Yes. So it's for one of these ones, the Cambodian experiment or the Blue Meanie experiment, where I'm just sitting on a couch. I'm just sitting on the couch upstairs. Again, if you guys want, you can go watch these videos on my website here. But these videos were up for February 26th, at least a month. And then they're like, no, this goes against our policy. And they gave me a strike. And again, I was suspended for 2 weeks. And then just recently, May 1st, I got striked again. And at that point, I just pulled down all my content. So we'll look quick here. If you guys are interested and would like to support me, I do have another channel called HE Talks. Go subscribe to that just in case I do get banned and punished and pulled down here from YouTube. Let's just see what's going on here. I will be talking about the carnivore experiments in a sec here, just trying to get through this quick. But basically, all this stuff got strikes. So we'll watch this quick here to show you guys. But they're pushing it to hundreds of thousands of people.
YouTube is so fucked. It's so fucked. I showed you guys the other day that they started pushing my 7-gram video again to 400 to 500 to 700 people a day. And now they...
So this is my 7-gram experience where it was getting hundreds of thousands of views. Then it really slowed down because I got my strikes. And then again, just they're pushing it to over 500 to 700 people a day, which is crazy. And then they strike me.
100 people a day. And now they just pulled down a video where I'm taking like 3 grams of mushrooms. So I'm just pulling down all my...
Let me know. Can you guys hear this video as well too? Because I'm going to keep it playing. Hopefully you guys can hear it.
Mushroom content from YouTube, even though people are getting great benefits, great, like they're finding the feedback from it great. I'm saying like, don't do this, guys, but this is just to share my experience. It's totally for documentation purposes and educational purposes. But YouTube's guidelines are so weak, and right now with all the censorship shit, it's just getting ridiculous. So no more mushroom stuff. So look at all the videos that they've removed and pulled down.
All right. Seems like you guys can hear us here, so we'll just keep going.
All like 3.5, 3 grams, 3 grams, 3 grams. A video of me taking 10 grams and 7 grams has over almost 700,000 views and almost 150,000 views. But we're pulling these videos down. Privating them for right now, and then later on today, I'm just going to straight up delete them off YouTube. So it's the way it has to be, unfortunately. We got to nerf the world for all the fucking dummies out there.
So yeah, as you can see there, guys, that video almost had 700,000 views. And the 7-gram experience and the 10-gram experience had 150,000 views. And people are even sending me ads right now that they're getting here in Canada on Facebook, being like, here's our magic mushroom store. Come buy magic mushrooms. They just came out with a video on Netflix, that whole psychedelic trip thing. Like, my content's getting pulled down. I'm getting punished as a content creator, yet they have comedians and celebrities talking about their psychedelic experiences. Like, where did I cross the line? I have absolutely no idea. But we'll keep getting into it real quick. So this is, as you can see here, your content was removed due to a violation of our community guidelines. Strikes expire after 90 days, and deleting the video will not remove the strike. So if we go to their community guidelines here, I was removed for harmful or dangerous content. When we look at harmful or dangerous content policy, and we look at hard drug use or creation, it says content that depicts abuse or giving instructions on how to create hard drugs such as cocaine or opioids. Hard drugs are defined as drugs that can mostly lead to physical addiction. So was it because I was working out and exercising? I have no idea. Like, they just don't tell you here on YouTube. So I have to really nerf my channel now. I have to consider what I'm saying to you guys. I have to consider what I'm openly sharing and documenting, because this is what YouTube is doing. They don't care about you guys. They don't care. They don't see you guys as adults that can make decisions for yourself. They're having to limit everything. All my stuff was labeled as 18 years, or only people over 18 years of age could watch it. But it's not good enough. It's ridiculous. So down here, if you scroll down a little more to drug use, again, it says displays of hard drug use, making hard drugs, minor using alcohol or drugs, selling hard or soft drugs, steroid use. I was not doing any of that. Now, if this type of content is educational, documentary, scientific, or artistic, we will still age restrict it. So it's allowed, but my stuff didn't. And I'm one strike away of getting permanently deleted from YouTube. 5 years of all my content, and just 1.5 years of experimenting with a fungus, with a mushroom that goes from the ground. So it's ridiculous, guys. I think you got to be very considerate of what YouTube is doing and what they allow you to watch, because they're censoring a lot of stuff right now. So if you guys are interested, I'm going to throw my other channel, HE Talks, in the comment section here. I'd love if you guys subscribe and join. Again, if you guys want to see the magic mushroom experiments, they're all on my website here. Feel free to check them out. It's unfortunate now, though, that all these people, because like I created this content myself because this is what I wanted to see in the world. I wanted to see, when I was a child and a teen growing up, what it is like for someone to be under the influence of this substance, what it is like for them to ingest it and then 2 hours into it. And that's what I was creating. That's what I was doing. And now, as we saw the one video, 750,000 views, 150,000 views. We're almost at 900,000 views there. That's almost 1 million people. And now the next million will potentially not get that in-depth documentation, get that educational and documentary content. And that's all I was trying to do and all I was trying to create. So it's very unfortunate, but that's why I haven't been able to upload for the last 2 weeks. That's why I haven't been able to shoot Hangout with the Hungarian here with you guys and hang out live. So once again, if you guys want to join in and hang out with me, I'm going to throw this right in the chat here. But I'm not going to be live for too much longer. We got a lot of stuff going on at the house here. We got a Work Wednesday coming on, starting in a bit. We're going to be watching Impact Theory with the click on a Zoom call. But if we see from the title there, brand new to the carnivore diet. So I just began the carnivore diet. I am now 8 days into the carnivore diet. And guys, I have to say, I'm really enjoying it. 8 days now of eating meat straight, still enjoying meat. It's still really good. I'm not getting like bored of it at all. Really enjoying it. And let's discuss some of the content I'll be having coming on. So I have been documenting each day, basically, so that way you guys can see, similar to the magic mushroom experiment, similar to almost everything I've done here on YouTube, a detailed experience of what's happening to me and my body, as well as the other factors that are affecting me in my life. So you're going to have carnivore diet day 1, carnivore diet day 2, carnivore diet day 3, and day 4 coming out. What I did is I made day 5, day 6, day 7 into one video, and today is actually day 8. So let's actually include this in the vlog here for you guys. So what is going on, everyone? To everyone here who is in the live stream, the Hangout with the Hungarian, Silvino is in here. We got Meg DT, Unknown Expressions. They're all hanging out here with me for the Hangout with the Hungarian live stream. That's going to be going into this vlog and this video. So day 8 of the carnivore experiments, and we're shooting the Hangout with the Hungarian live. But as I mentioned, so today's day 8. I'm going to make another like consolidation video from all that. As I mentioned earlier in the live stream, I have a video coming out called Pesticides in Plants. I'm not sure if it's exactly called that. Let me just double check here. I think it's going to be called like Plants Are Toxic or something like that. Yeah, plants produce toxic pesticides that can cause cancer. That's the title of that video that will be coming out. And then I'm also going to make a video called Pooping on the carnivore diet, because so many people are interested in what my poop is like and what's going on with my poop. And then I'm going to have finances behind the carnivore diet. So I'm going to break down the first 10 days of what I've been spending, what I've been buying. I put out a post on Instagram. If you guys are interested and you guys want your chance to actually win this book, if you guys want to win the carnivore diet, go to my Instagram. I'll share it here in just one sec. Just pulling it up for you guys. So go to my Instagram, see this post here. How much per day do you think the carnivore diet is costing me? Go to that post. Guess how much money each day you think this on average is costing me. We got some very polarizing guesses. We have $7.85, $28.32, $38.50, $15, $5. $50, $56, $36. Some people are guessing really low. Some people are guessing pretty close, I'd say, but like $8.20. Like how you can get good quality meat for $8.20. I don't know. Maybe it just costs a lot more here in Canada, but like that's crazy. $11. Like right now, I'll be honest, like one of my steaks is a little bit more than that. Now, if you guys are interested, go check out Preparing for the Carnivore Diet. This video here, I take you guys through my first haul, my first meat haul, and I show you guys how much meat I got and how much it cost. And if you guys are watching me on Instagram, you guys can go see my Instagram posts. You can see I'm showing not every single day of what I've been eating, but if you really want to try to figure it out, I bet you could get pretty close to kind of figuring out how much this diet is costing me. But again, go leave a comment on that post and you have your chance to win a copy of the Carnivore Diet. Whoever gets closest to the amount that I am averaging for the first 10 days, I will send out this book. Now, I am eating like grass-fed beef, getting it locally sourced, trying to eat free-range eggs, free-range chickens, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to a butcher here in London rather than just getting stuff from the grocery store. So, got to consider it's going to be a little more expensive than, especially in the States and stuff. I just shared a post on Instagram, on my Instagram stories, where it says like, be wary of where you're getting your meat. You can get 99 cents for a pound, but like, that's poorly mistreated meat. Like that's the slave stuff. That's the stuff that's supporting the factory farming. And that's not what I want to do with this diet. I want to show, and this is another video I'm going to have coming out, the ethics of the carnivore diet. We need animals on our planet. We need large herds of grazing animals to restore the land, to fight desertification, to help reverse climate change. Alan Savory in his video and his TED Talk, he's showing how he can do it. And I'm going to have a video sharing a lot of his TED Talk coming up in the next week or so. So get ready for that. But over the next couple weeks here, there's going to be a lot of carnivore diet stuff coming out. So if this bothers you, I don't know what to say. Don't stick around for this little bit. But again, if the only thing that's stopping you from eating meat is your morals and ethics, then I also believe that you should be able to have a conversation about this. You should be able to consume content about this and it not to be a problem for you. You should be able to listen to contradictory inputs and contradictory views on life and contradictory perspectives. But if it's causing you to have an emotional response, then maybe that's the reason you're siding with that diet in the first place. Shout out to Kevin. He says, keep it up, bud. Excited to follow your experiment. Appreciate it, man. So Silvino Jr. asks, have you pooped yet? So again, I'm going to make a whole video dedicated to the pooping on the carnivore diet. I'll just share. So this was Kevin who popped in. I forgot I could share the comments here very easily. And then Silvino asked, have you pooped yet? But I'll give you guys a little sneak peek here for the few people who are in this live stream. So basically, today's day 8. I pooped today. I haven't pooped since day 6. So I went almost like a full 48 hours without pooping. And then day 6, I didn't poop. I pooped twice on day 6, but I didn't poop since day 3. So I was like day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6. I was like 72 hours without pooping. And I was like, oh God, what is happening here? But it's been very interesting so far. It's not like I felt like constipated and really stuffed up and like, oh my God, like I feel like stuffed full. I feel like my body's really utilizing this food. Like it's very interesting. Stay tuned for the videos that are going to be documenting each day that I have coming out. But I think it's going to help document and show what's happening to me during this diet, what's happening to my body, how I'm still trying to work out hard, how I'm still living my life, but sometimes my energy levels might be dipping. Now, again, I'm only on day 8. I've heard, and from the research I've read from these books, it takes a couple weeks for your body to fully adapt to this. Even Joe Rogan has discussed for the first couple weeks, he had like diarrhea poo. Kevin says epic poop. Let's just say day 6 was pretty epic. I was like, whoa. I sat on the toilet after 3 days of not pooping. And then I was like, that was it? And I looked down in the toilet. I was like, oh my God, that was so much bigger than I expected it to be. But get ready for those videos that are coming out. But all right. Doesn't seem like anyone wants to pop in the live stream today. I'm not surprised that I have a very low amount of people in here today. I find after I get suspended and I've had these strikes that my channel is on such a decline because I've gotten labeled with something. The algorithms that they say is just man-made or that they say is just an algorithm, it's computer generated. They add in key features in there. And once someone gets a strike, once someone gets punished on YouTube, they put in place barriers so that way you don't have as big of an outreach. I've done experiments and I've messaged people and they're like, I did not get a notification that your video went live today. And it's like, I'm not surprised. So I have like this series of content coming out, the Carnivore Experiments, which I don't believe are that controversial, but I'm done talking about the magic mushroom experiments. I'm going to be pretty much eradicating that from my discussions because I have to neuter myself here for YouTube. They treat you guys like children. You're not adults on this platform to them. They need to nerf everything for you. So it's ridiculous. But yeah, so I'm going to have to, style up my videos in a certain way. I made a video the other day not critiquing, but analyzing. Actually, let's take a look at it quick here because it's actually doing quite well, which I'm not surprised as well too. It's such a shame. But I made a video discussing Connor Murphy. And he actually just took a psychedelic, or at least it appears he took a psychedelic. And it seems like he had a very interesting trip. So it's this video here. Connor Murphy, mental breakdown or breakthrough. Enlightened or egomaniac, Connor Murphy. This guy has 2.4 million subscribers, all because he's like showing off his abs all the time and doing these weird chat room stuff. But look at how this video does. 800 views. My last video where I break down like an article on why you can't trust nutrition experts, 100 views. Preparing for the Carnivore Diet Experiments, 290 views. Here's me cheating, me eating pizza and chicken wings, 364 views. So it's like, this is what YouTube is. It's like a big joke. It's like, just make the most intriguing stuff, make the most ridiculous content to get views. And this is why people, I believe, like 6ix9ine are blowing up in the world, because people want this stuff. People want to just be entertained. They don't actually learn and get informed. So I'm really going to have to change my style of content to more stupider stuff, to more appeasing things, more entertaining things, or more clickbaity things in order to get information that I believe is justified. Like, I know for a fact, I'm really passionate about this article here, that these plants have plants produce natural pesticides, but I know for a fact it's going to get very poor views, which is only hurting my channel in the long run. So it's actually very it is what it is. I'm going to continue to do things that I'm passionate about, but I'm definitely considering over the next coming year here. I decided after I'm 30, I'm going to stop documenting as much and I'm going to start creating more. So this batch of my carnivore diet experiments and vegan experiments is giving me the time to focus on what do I want to create in the future, which is the human experiments. So I have to really figure out a way to make that stuff clickbaity as fuck, to make it just entertaining as fuck, because this stuff doesn't gain traction if it's actually trying to inform, if it's actually trying to help. It's very sad. Silvino here says, Brian Rose from London Real is having the same problems just because you guys are creating excellent information for us to learn from. That's the unfortunate thing. It's like, again, they want to treat you guys like babies. They want to push things away that don't that actually provide value rather than things that are entertaining. Like, go check Jake Paul's stuff. Like, this guy is ridiculous in my opinion. He was part of the Mickey Mouse Club or whatever that thing is, and he's just making I'm not saying he's making porn videos right now, but look at his latest thumbnails, and his audience is 8 to 15-year-olds. Look at this thing. He's putting out content like this. Fighting content. Chewing on ass, rated R. Look at this. What is this? 4.2 million views. My ex-wife hooked up with my girlfriend. This is the world we live in now. We live in legit clown world. So I really appreciate you guys. We got one last comment here, and then I'm going to be calling it an evening. So James Harden says, I wouldn't mind clickbait as long as the content absolutely delivers, which I know you wouldn't disappoint. Yeah, but I agree 100%. I'm going to, that's why with the human experiments, I really want to make it something special. So I'm going to just be documenting the carnivore experiments and the vegan experiments over the coming year here. I'm wrapping up my book. We're doing something really special for you guys with that. I'm making it a nice, cool graphic and everything for you. And then it's going to be human experiments. And there's going to be a lot less of me sharing my life, I think, because it just, yeah, it doesn't, I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. But thank you guys so much for being here for the Hangout with the Hungarian. Usually we have double the amount of people in here. But again, because I got suspended, my channel is on like shadow ban mode basically right now, I feel. So thank you guys so much. Get ready because I have a lot of content documenting the carnivore experiments coming up, and got some informative stuff coming out as well too. So really appreciate you guys. Really truly appreciate having you guys on my path and my journey. I'm trying to, bring you guys the best stuff I can. And, that's why if you guys have any comments, if you guys have any, you guys want to see specific stuff, you guys have any questions, let me know and I'll try to make content around that. But again, it does definitely seem like I got to change my style if I want to gain attention. You know what I mean? I just documented the magic mushroom experiments because I wanted to bring value to people, and those videos blew up. And yeah, I wasn't trying to clickbait. I wasn't trying to do anything with that. So every once in a while when I do that stuff, it seems to do well. But in general, I don't know what to do here. So thank you guys so much. Really appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. I am the Hungarian Experiment. Thanks, guys.